Hello guys, hope we're all doing well. Coming at you with the next excerpt of my first novel in my series, Black and White Odyssey of Eden. Let's go ahead and have at this. Precisely, Matthew chimed in. The facade can bleed. It can break. It can break, said the scientist, in a labored and exhausted manner. Just like the RAA. We noticed that, said Dmitri. The relativistic acoustic amplifier has its limits, like anything else. Do you think you don't have limits as well? The device the scientist had used to blast an unfathomably loud sonic discharge of superheated air with sound waves was the one to which they were referring. It was one of the few clever inventions he had managed to scrape the tools together to build before the fall. So many ideas of his. Nearly all had lain unfulfilled, even destroyed, never having taken shape. The inventions he had managed to create before his resources were destroyed were thanks to the very invention in which the five of them resided, the looking glass, as they called it. Through it, he could simultaneously see, live, manipulate, and manage various aspects of reality, though at different points, not in space necessarily. The machine, through the scientist's countless trials within it, had taught him an important lesson in the hubris of humankind. Time was a fanciful construct that did not exist. No matter how much fidelity scientists of the world, which was now gone, would give to the measurement of this concept, it only ever measured transgression of events. Even the atomic clock at the now destroyed Naval Observatory of the United States, which measured the number of oscillations in the valence electrons of cesium-137 atoms, could not break this reality. It was this reality that the scientist had to cope with, the reality surrounding them all. It was one purely dictated not by time, but by choice. It was this reality, he thought, that made the past so difficult to change. Could it even be changed at all? The RAA utilized a dimension the scientist had discovered in the many iterations of his experiments he had conducted alone, before saving his four companions. It was a dimension that, while isolated and otherwise empty and devoid of life, dramatically amplified acoustic energy, which could be redirected through portals into the host dimension of his choosing. The louder the input sound, and the smaller the opening between dimensions, the greater the amplification. The glass-like oval was roughly equivalent to the opposite of a sound curtain. Its atomic structure yielded an ultra-durable translucent sheath that resembled glass. This portion of the device, held in the same dimensional pocket as the acoustic energy itself, focused the acoustic energy into a specific direction. The black, cylindrical shape of the machine was merely an artifact of portability and restriction of resources available to build it. Its power source was the differential energy gradient between the dimensions bridged, which, relatively speaking, would quickly dissipate. It was an entire dimension, tiny, without physical size of its own, dedicated to acoustic energy. The dimensions granted to it rested on the shoulders of the cleverness of the scientist. If there's nothing left, I'll push harder. I will make more to give. I will forge a future timeline that never before existed, even if I do it with my dying breath. I guess that's the realm in which we're working anyway, right, sir? And possibility. What is one to do in the face of impossibility but try to change it, no matter how stupid it might look? Dmitri spoke in a passive-aggressive tone to the scientist. I should have put that in a Russian accent. Apologies. That's it for this section. Come at you with the next one later. Love y'all. Peace.